Welcome back, everybody, to the Real Estate Machine Show. I am your host, Chris Matan. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is Marich Machine Mondays, and today's all things Marich Machine, machining, manufacturing, what have you. Hope you all had a great weekend. I know that I did. It was a little windy here in Cleveland. I almost got blown away putting my Christmas lights up last night or yesterday, but made it back to the shop safe and sound. All the boys are here, and we're rolling at a pretty good clip today. So wanted to take some time and come on and join you guys and try and throw a little value to you. And today what I want to talk about is a few things. I want to talk about robotics. I want to talk about 3D printing. And I want to talk about doing things or opening your mind to doing things differently than you have in the past, which is a topic that I think I may have touched on before. You know, I find myself chasing my, chasing the past around here a little bit and, trying to duplicate the past and, do things the way things have always been done. And some of that's lack of knowledge, and some of that is if it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality. So, which can serve pretty well from time to time, but I think at the end of the day, it's important to open up your mind and kind of look outside the box and see what else is available to you from a tooling or a technology standpoint, and then also from a people standpoint too. I think that that's important to look into. So you talk about 3D printing, which still fascinates me to this day. I have no idea how it exactly works. I've seen it in action. I've seen it happen, but I just can't wrap my hands around the idea that filling up a shop with 3D printers can achieve and duplicate the work that we've been doing on the with people and with the CNC machine. I suppose it's going to be possible. It probably already is to some degree, depending on the intricacy of the part, size, and what have you. But it's an interesting thing to think about. You look at your roster of parts that you make, and are there a handful of prints that can be generated from these 3D printers, and that you don't have to worry about other machinery, you don't have to worry about people, labor, any of that kind of stuff. It could be a pretty easy pillar to your, or an additional pillar to your business, to your revenue, by relying on these 3D printers. It's definitely something that I want to look at, because I think that there are simple enough parts that come through here that maybe that would be an avenue or a route to take to make those, as opposed to buying the steel and routing it through the shop and packaging them up and delivering them and all that stuff. Maybe there's a more efficient way to do that. And then you talk about robotics in the same way. Robotics has been around for a long time, and I've also seen that in action. And also, just remarkable what these robots, what these arms can do. They pick up the part, they put it in the machine, they push the button, and then the part gets done, takes it out of the machine. I mean, it's pretty unbelievable. How you can make it, cost effective is the key. You talk about a shop like ours, we got a small little, 5,000 to 7,000 square foot building, 6-8 machines, 3-4 guys. And, we've kind of always been doing things the way that we have, and kind of the old fashioned way, to a degree, the old fashioned way. We're trying to make some moves and, improve. This shop, just a little bit of a history on this shop, you're talking 30, 40 years in business, and it started out as a manual, one man, one machine shop, and grew from there. Several more machines, manual machines. Then the dawn of the CNC came, and then, you get your first machine, second, and then now you're up to, 6 or 8 machines. And it's been an evolution. And over time, you evolve with the parts that you quote with your customers, with your customers' expectations and what work they're doing. And then new customers, you get new jobs in here. And, if there's a way that you can make a part with the equipment and tooling that you have, fantastic. But if you have the opportunity to get new work on a consistent basis that may require different tooling or different equipment, it's something to look at, and you kind of weigh the the cost, and you weigh the you kind of weigh the pros and cons of that. And what you might end up finding yourself is evolving as a shop completely and doing completely different work than you did 5-10 years ago. And, to some degree, I kind of see we're kind of at that inflection point right now in the shop here. We were fortunate to get a job in the shop here that, something that we've never seen before from a volume and a quantity standpoint. And we had to make some moves and adjustments to make sure that we can get that done. But now that we have, and we've seen how that all works out, that, it's definitely, in my opinion, a route I'd like to take and get more work like that. And, is robotics or 3D printing, part of that equation? I don't know, but it's something that I'm going to investigate in and try to learn more about, and see if it's something that we can do. You talk about growth at a company, that's one way that you're going to grow. And, you talk about your people, and it's important, I think, to look into the souls of your people on the floor, and talk to them and ask them, where they see themselves in 3 to 5 years, especially within the shop here. Do they have some type of a growth mindset, or are they very happy with the status quo? And they come in, they punch the clock, and run their part and leave. I think the guys that I have in the shop here are really, really great. I think that there's a little bit of both going on there, but I do think that these guys, they do have a little bit of a growth mindset, and for me, it would be important to involve them in any kind of growth that goes on here, and really use their expertise and knowledge and ambition and work ethic to grow together, kind of grow as a unit and as a team. And I think production, I think when everybody's involved and everybody is kind of rowing in the same direction, production will increase and be more fun, right? I think that when these guys are involved and they're part of the process and part of the growth, there's a little extra pride there, and that goes a ton. It goes a long way. It goes 100 miles. So those are all of the things that I think about when I'm sitting up here in my office, and I kind of put pen to paper and I kind of write out different ideas and plans on where I see this shop going. And the one thing that I always come back to is the guys in the shop and how I can involve them and make them part of any kind of growth or pivot or expansion that that may or may not happen here. Expanding is a two-edged sword, I think. I kind of really like the idea of being lean and mean and tight, rather than really growing to some massive conglomerate or something like that. I think being tight and being a nice family here, and treating our customers like gold, and really pouring ourselves into our customers. I'd rather pour into 5 or 6 customers 150% than 80% for 250 customers or something like that. Things start to get out of hand. Zero in, hone in, and keep your ship tight. And I think that is at least in my opinion, that's a recipe for some good success. And involving your people, can only make that all the better for everybody. So anyway, I think I'm going to cut off here. I appreciate you joining me today. That puts me at about 9 minutes. And we'll catch up with you guys on Friday for the Real Estate Machine Show. Have a great day. Bye-bye.